It's close. It could be fourth, fifth, but fifth for mine.
Yeah, we could be top four. That's the thing. We have the potential to be top four, but it's quite tough to put us in top four since we didn't make the finals. But there is always that team that is outside the finals that jumps up. There's always that team. So I reckon a little bit unbiased because I don't really want to be too biased towards Carlton, but I put us sixth.
Robbo?
Ninth for me. I haven't got Carlton in the eight. Wow.
No, I've got them sneaking in. This year's the year the Blue Baggers start to get back.
Yeah, I said top eight. It wouldn't surprise me if they were top four.
As we've said throughout the whole episode and pretty much since every episode that we've done this year, we are just so excited for the season to start. Can't believe it's 4 days away.
There's your siren. What a way to start 2023. Drawn game.
But yeah, man, what can you say? A draw, at least we haven't lost, I guess. That could have been all hell would have broke loose on social media if we lost that game. But yeah, really frustrating. We really should have won that game. We just butchered so many chances in the last quarter. We just needed one more goal, one more point, really, didn't we? So
Siren.
Charlie Curnow for mine, but close second, Blake Acres.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. I completely agree. I wanted to go different, but I think it's pretty obvious that Charlie Curnow is the man of the match. So,
g'day everyone, and welcome to another episode of Baggers Chat. It's a bit of a different look today, obviously, with no Pato. As touched on in the last episode, he's currently lapping it up in the stage. So,
And the siren sounds. There's relief and there's joy and a mixture of a whole lot of other emotions. But the Blues get the job done.
System held up well. Defensively, apart from the first quarter, we were superb. Obviously Nick Newman had his role on Toby Green that I'll touch on later, but I thought our defence really held up well and they didn't really have any impact going forward.
A good Friday victory in what is looking like being a very good season for the Blues. Their best start since a famous year, 95.
I think it's our best start since 1995, and you know what happened that year, but I'll keep a lid on it right now.
And around where the focus is all on the city of Adelaide starts with the focus on what might be possible for the Crows.
At the time, obviously, most of us were extremely annoyed and pissed off at the performance, and as we all should be. It was, in my opinion, it was definitely the worst loss in the Voss era. So.
Wiedering and now Chera. St Kilda win. They beat the Blues. 22 points.
Initial thoughts. What is going on?
It's a big chance for him. So I'm really excited to see his response. And winner plus margin, I've gone Carlton by 42 points. No excuses this week. If we are losing this game, I don't even know what I'll do.
You've got to go up and down the ground.
Seconds remaining. It's the Blues' biggest win in over a decade. But it was Charlie's night to shine as he finishes with 9.
108-point win, absolutely statement win by the Blue Baggers. Of course, the scores were West Coast 6 goals, 8-44 to the Blue Baggers 23-14, 152. So
winner and margin. I think it's time, mate. We tamed the Lions this weekend. 22-point victory at Marvel Stadium.
He kicks the goal. Siren sounds to complete the game, and Brisbane make it 5 wins on the trot.
Actually, letting that sink in, I was like, Are we now actually at the point again where we're accepting honourable losses? I'm now at the point where 26-point loss to 5 years ago against Brisbane was, that's not too bad. We got young kids coming. Crips 28, dude.
I wasn't going to tip us after probably an hour after last week's game, but I've turned the corner, like we all do. But seriously. I think this is going to be an important game for our season.
Yeah.
To get going again. I know we've said that the last couple of weeks, but I think this is the one, a very, very winnable game. They're good. not underrating them whatsoever. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
They're not going to make it easy for us, but I think we're going to win by 12 points, Paddo at Marvel Stadium.
But it's the Western Bulldogs who have stolen the show. A fine win for Marcus Bontempelli and his doggies.
Western Bulldogs side of things, there was a system. Our side of things, it looked like we were just hacking it forward and hoping for the best. Did you see the same thing?
Yep. And it's like you can't play consistent footy without a system, a game plan. You know, good sides, you know, when they're struggling a little bit down, they stick to the system.
Yeah.
And they know if they lose the game, they know what they need to fix. We have so many different holes in our game that it's just,
of course, just a massive game this week. It really is. We've touched on it many times, but season-defining performance. It really is. It's this week. This is the week. We've been calling for it last week before. When are we going to respond? This is your last chance. I'm giving them one more chance.
And this Collingwood train rumbles on.
This is 2021 stuff.
yes.
And
Exactly.
and if I hear one more play, if I hear something else in the club come out saying, "Oh no, we've given up on the system," or whatever, how much do these players actually hold their egos above the club and say, "Oh no, we've given up on this system. Fuck Voss. We want."
Again.
Literally, when T got sacked,
Carlton, same thing.
yeah, but I was furious at the players because I'm like you pretty much pushed them out the door, and it was the big leaders, and they unfortunately they do have a say more than a coach, which I don't agree with whatsoever.
It's an interesting one because obviously at the end of the review against Collingwood, we were very emotional. And I did say if I tipped Carlton again this week, I would not be on Baggers again. So I'm going to have to. So obviously I'll start off with my BAG. I said before, this guy needs to get going. He needs to get going. We know he can. It's going to be Sammy Walsh. The point of difference, it's going to be Jordan Boyd off halfback. We talked about it earlier. He's under the radar in a sense, and I think he's the perfect type of guy for a point of difference. He's ball use off halfback's probably one of our best, apart from maybe Sardi when he's going. So that'll be one to watch. And winner and margin, like I touched on earlier, I can't tip Carlton again. I can't do it again. So I'm going Sydney by a point.
Marked by Parker. Siren's going to sound. The Swans may just have resurrected their season.
Do you think we're treating him, I guess, unfairly?
I don't think so currently. Last year, back end of the year, we rallied around this guy through a suspension, won the Brownlow, we backed him in and played some good footy. But right now, I hate to say it, but he's a part of the problem. He's a part of the, we love this guy a lot, but we're talking about a guy who's 28 in the peak of his powers, struggling to lead a football side to wins. You can be nice or you're like, oh, he tries. I feel bad for him. I feel bad. You know, he's going to not play finals again. But he's in that team. He's a part of the problem.
I'll put in the clip right here of what she actually said.
Before the Sydney game, I think Sam Doherty and Patrick Crips didn't stay at the team hotel. They stayed at a boutique hotel in Paddington. I'm just making the comment.
And then Patrick Crips, of course, came out on Tuesday morning. And I'm sure a lot of Carlton supporters has actually seen what the post was, but I'll also put that in here about what he actually said. And it's pretty much a kind of a fight back at the media. Like, he's not being brought down by the media because he's going to fight back at the media and say that is completely and factually incorrect. And my word, when it said, it pisses me off, mate. Did my shoulders just rise a little bit this week? I don't know what it is, but it's probably more than likely just Crips just bringing back the Carlton supporters once again after last week, our shit performance last week, just bringing the Carlton supporters back in. But also, on the other side of the spectrum, this might be sort of the line in the sand moment that we've been looking for, we've been crying out for all year.
On Monday, the next assignment for the Demons, who get back on the winners list. And they win tonight over the Blues by 17.
We've done nothing, Pato, with this list. We've come ninth. Come ninth, Pato. Is that the maximum we want to reach with this list? It clearly isn't good enough, and we've got holes in it that we need to fix. So, it's just, what is it, round 12? My God.
I think there'll be positives out of that. It's just at the moment we're stuck in the mud and we've got to try and work our way out of it.
Well, it's fast closing. Here's the brutal facts. We're not good enough at the moment. So that's the brutal facts.
Winner and margin. I completely agree. Completely agree with you. In terms of, I'm not getting excited yet. I'm not excited at all. But I just feel like we always match up well against them. And I know, personally, I don't think we'll win. I just don't. I think we'll win, actually. I think we'll win. The people watching right now are seeing my mind work in live time right now. But
Wide for Doherty. And the Bombers win 4 in a row for the first time since late 2019. Essendon claim the first King's birthday rivalry clash and hand the Blues a 6th straight loss.
Yes, he is. Yep. No, he is. Sometimes players get out of form. Sometimes they do.
I was speaking to my girlfriend last night, and I was actually saying, I was like, God, I feel so bad for Crips. And she said a really good thing. She actually said, why do you feel sorry? He's the guy that is put this club on his shoulders to say, I am the guy to bring this club to a premiership cup. Why can't we put it on this guy? We're too soft. We're too soft. We can't hurt the feelings. Like, I'm sorry, Crips. You know, and I know that we love him to death. We don't want anyone else to lead this club other than Patrick Crips. But you need to be accountable to yourself. That's just what baffles me. Because there's players out there who clearly don't want to be there. My winner plus margin. I've got the Carlton Blues by 20 points. I've got the Blue Baggers. This is the game that it's only 20 points. You put 90 points there. I should probably put 90 points there. But 20 points, routine win, get the confidence up against a good side in Gold Coast. We aren't going into this match being disrespecting the opponent. We never do.
Siren sounds at the MCG. Footy can be fun if you're a Carlton fan. They remember the winning feeling. A big day for Harry Mackay and for Patrick Crips. A huge day for Michael Voss. A big victory for the Blues. And boy, did they need it.
Hello, one and all, and welcome to another episode of Baggers Chat. My name is Mitch Panson, and as always, I'm joined by Ethan Daffy, and we are reviewing Carlton v Gold Coast. Daffy's waving the flag almost now, the scarf, of course. It might be the flag towards the other year, Daffy boy, but we are reviewing round 20, Daffy boy. Win or loss?
Win.
Wow.
We beat the Pies on a Friday night. Yep. And that will put the flag down and say we are making finals, because you look at the last 4 games and you go, Jesus.
Yeah.
Boys, this is it. This is it. And I'm telling you, they're a great side, Collingwood. I hate to say it, but if we'll have, based on my predictions before that game, would have Gold Coast win, Hawthorn win, Freo, small loss to Port, West Coast win, and then you got 4-5 wins in a row heading into Collingwood, Pato, the MCG. If we play like that, if we play like that, we will beat them. We will beat them.
Butler. Wingard is a silent sounds.
But the dream is still alive for the Blues.
Yeah, comprehensive today, right from the get-go. The work rate and energy was outstanding. The first set of bounce in midfielders was sensational. That man Adam Chera was great. Patrick Crips, terrific. Sam Walsh, Sam Doherty on the wing, and Blake Acres on the other wing.
It showed we're very hard at the ball today, which is really good to see. Even in the last 10 minutes of the last quarter, when the game is done, that's where I want to see. You got to keep going because we're going to be versus good teams. You can't let off in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, if it's a tight game, you can't let off. And he also kicked 2 goals, like we've been saying, ahead of the ball. That's when you know that, you're in midfield will start to get to that A grade. I feel like, even when Crips last year, obviously he's been A grade for a while, but I feel like last year that's where he stood up and that obviously won the Brownlow was he's getting these 3-goal games.
Yeah.
And Chera, obviously 27 and 2, you'd take that any day of the week.
Frederick finishes with a goal to Fremantle, but the day has belonged to Carlton. They put a big dent in Fremantle's finals hopes. They take a giant leap towards September, but it's pretty clear the Blues are back.
With the midfielders, Jesus, Pato. How are we 7 and 8 with this midfield? That's the real Jesus, what are we doing? Yeah. But no, Walshy's back to his best. I know he had 11 kicks and 21 handballs, and Cripper had 5 kicks and 24 handballs, but that Crips yesterday was that, like, his handball game wasn't like, just like a Tom Mitchell in terms of handball focus always, but he was down and under. Like, he in one-on-one contest, he's going bang, and he's getting that handball out to Chera. That's what we've been dreaming of, Pato.
How many times have we seen this in the last few years where we've failed to, when the finals question is on the line, and we've failed every single time? But I think this is another chance. This is a massive opportunity for this playing group and set of players, because we haven't done it before. There's more pressure on us this week for sure, in terms of we've got the pressure and we've finally got expectation. I feel like the last 3 weeks we've played under a little bit of, under the radar. But I think this is the week where we go, we're going to make finals, and we're going to make a charge deep in the finals, because I know we can.
And it's absolutely marvellous if you're a Carlton fan. It's 4 in a row this season has been turned on its end. It's a Carlton charge towards September, most unexpectedly for Port Adelaide. It's the end of the streak, but it's not the end of the world. The Blues get home by 50 points.
But of course, we are now 10th on the ladder, and now we're half a game outside the 8. So we are the position doesn't lie. Right now we are in the box C, where we now play West Coast next week. That should be a win. And we will then go, well, we don't really know what the results will be this week, but we have a chance now to kind of put ourselves into finals contention. But it's now down to how we respond to that, I guess, conversation about, shit, Carlton might be back now. How do we handle that?
Goes to the goal square. We knew he had Sheed free on the buzzer, just in time. Chips it through, but it's all about the Blues. They're in the 8 tonight, Carlton. Charlie Curnow with 10.
Of course, winner plus margin. I'm gonna have the smaller the small break. Winner plus margin. Carlton by 9 points. Carlton by 9 points. So, of course, we both tipped Carlton against the top of the ladder. We would be the only supporters in the world that would do this. But we don't care, because we are such Carlton nuffies that we could just somehow see Charlie Curnow kick 9 against Darcy Moore. But
and he misses, but the siren's going to sound, and victory doesn't come any sweeter if you're a fan of the Carlton Footy Club.
We both of us were confident, not quietly confident. We made ourselves known in the last few weeks that, that brand of footy that we've been showing can beat anyone, and clearly it can. We've beaten first and second now, the only team to do it this season. to beat first and second on the ladder.
And the Blues take a huge step closer to their first final series in a decade. Carlton wins 7 straight for the first time since 2000.
How good is it reviewing a win? It's so much better than a loss.
Yeah.
But I know that there would be a few names in your mind, Daffy Boy. But if you were to name one guy that was your best on ground, who would you say?
Yeah, it's been tough the last 7 weeks. We haven't lost in about 56 days or 60 days or something like that. Essendon game where we lost last was that was a bad night, wasn't it? But on a better note, yeah, it's hard. It's hard to pick the best on grounds, and obviously over that 6-week loss period, I think we picked Adam Chera. 6 weeks. It was just like already written on the fucking notes that we knew each other. We were going to both say Chera, but best on ground for me, I think it was Nick Newman. I think that's he's had a career best season. That was his best game of his career best season. So it's pretty hard not to have him as best on ground. Obviously, there's a lot of contributors, but I thought he was a standout. I got Carlton to win. And I think it's going to be that moment where we go, we are in the finals this year, and we've got 2 more games that we still need to win, but I think we're going to win it. It's going to be one of those moments. We've been ticking it off, Pato. We've been ticking it off. And I don't see why we can't do it. Why can't we do it?
Yeah.
That's the question we ask every week. People go, oh, we'll lose. Why can't we win? Why can't we win this game? I think it's going to be a tie one. I think it's going to be it's going to be the opposite of the last time we played them, because I think that was a terrible game of footy and we were both playing like shit and they somehow won because we were shitter. It was a pull-off. And I think the winner plus margin, it's going to be a blockbuster. It's going to be a high-scoring game. And I think it's going to be the Blues by 3 points.
Hewitt to Newman, and Carlton will hang on and win their 8th game in a row. Have a look at the Carlton fans at the MCG. They last played finals in 2013. They're on their way here since.
Hello, one and all, and welcome to another episode of Bangers Chat. My name is Mitch Pattinson, and we're always joined by Ethan Daffy. And tonight, this morning, 12:04 a.m. on a Sunday morning, we are reviewing Carlton v Melbourne. We have just gotten the win. Of course, we went to the game, Daffy Boy. I was at work doing the game. Of course, final scores were Melbourne 8 goals, 8, 56 to Carlton, 9 goals, 6, 60 points. 4-point win over the top 2 or top 3 side in the competition. Daff, how the fuck are you?
Oh, like I said to you, my body is in a world of, I don't know what, it's all over the place right now. The adrenaline rush, that's why we watch AFL football. We go through heartbreak exactly a year ago, round 22. We're in the same position as last year. Same position, but we had the mental toughness to finish the game and grind it out.
Fittingly has the final kick, and the Blues just keep on rolling. It's 9 on end, and who knows when it'll stop.
As I said earlier, I think it has to be probably our biggest test yet, because we were 40 points down, and it was it was the start of that second quarter. David Swallow was somehow almost halfway through that second quarter.
But there'll be an unexpected splash of orange as part of September. They never surrender. The Giants will be there. So will the Blues, the Saints and the Swans. Drama right to the end. It's been a great year for the Charlies.
I'm this morning I've moved on from yesterday. I'm trying to block it out of the mind, and I'm not too angry at it. Obviously, like I said to you before, I don't know, there's something in the second half where the foot was off the gas, and I haven't seen us do that ever really. This 9-game win streak, it was a clear mental shift. I'm not, not exactly sure, but obviously, you don't want to lose the game, but yeah, like I said, it's a game you just want to push away and forget about. Obviously, you've also got to tinker with stuff we need to improve on.
All of us together, the slogan the past probably month from Carlton is together. And I think that pretty much sums up the season, where pretty much throughout the season we were saying there is no way we're going to make finals. And then we kind of got on a trot, and then their supporters started to get a little bit stronger together. And they actually really kind of found a way to really get themselves into gear and actually find a finals position. And for a team that hasn't been there in 10 years, to they could have easily dropped their heads throughout the year saying, we could have easily just dropped some players and maybe even have a chance for Harley Reid at the end of the year. We're the 5th best team in the competition right now.
I think they've done it. I think the Blues are going to win a final. I think the Blues are home. Captain Paddy Crips. Look at this hysterical Carlton involvement. They win an epic final by 6 points in front of 92,000 people.
And today we are reviewing the win against Sydney in the elimination final. Final scores, of course, were Carlton 11 goals, 8, 74. 6-point win over the Sydney Swans, 9 goals, 14, 68 points. As I just said, 6-point win. I'm losing my voice. I know, Daffy Boy, you are losing your voice as well. But we are into a semi-final. Who would have thought in your wildest dreams that the Carlton Football Club would be through to the semi-finals in season 2023? But, Daff, how are you?
Oh, mate, it was, first half I was content. I was not relaxed, but I was in a good spot. We're playing really, really good footy in the first half. I thought it was really, really good footy. The way we were going about it, our contest work was what we, in the preview, were talking about. At the contest, we've got to dominate. And we were, especially in that second quarter, we were just piling on the goals. And
you don't want to go through another nervous game, because last week, of course, we won by 6 points. The Melbourne game, we won by 4 points earlier on in the year. Carlton by 2 points at the MCG. It is going to be
3 seconds left. The first time in 42 years that arch enemies will stay in line in Collingwood and Carlton. But what about this? Carlton have beaten Melbourne. Melbourne have lost their last 4 finals at the MCG and gone out in back-to-back years in straight sets.
We have not. First time since 2000 we're talking about here. Prelim final, 2000. 2000.
I wasn't even born.
We weren't even on this earth. Like, it's crazy to think about. Like, all that time, all those years, consider, we're young, but there's still a lot of years. A lot of things we've done. We've gone through primary school, we've gone through all that stuff without Carlton getting there. And we're 21 years old. And I'll tell you right now, it means even more that we've been through all that shit to make it now. I feel like that's what I mean. Like, I feel like it's almost more satisfaction. Obviously, you don't want to go through what we did, because as a human being, you don't want to be putting yourself through that week in, week out. But now it's the satisfaction of, wow, like this is the other side of Carlton Football Club. And I think when the siren went, and even when the players walked off the ground, it was unbelievable. Like I was saying to my mum, I remember going to games, would be on the bottom of the ladder, it'd be dead rubbers, and you'd be hoping that Crips had a good game rather than worrying about the result. You'd be going, oh, Cripper had a good game. Charlie kicked 3, Harry kicked 4, but we lost. Or, that was a good quarter. We were talking about that was a good half of footy. We battled. That's a good loss. It's all those words that have built up over the years, and seeing the crowd after the game when they're walking off the ground, it's the army.
Yeah.
Nothing beats it. Oh, I'm not even trying to be biased here. It's an unbelievable, the army, the Carlton army, even when we look like we were probably going to lose that game, they got around them. Every clearance, there's singing, everyone getting around them, pre-game, post-game, in tough moments. Because without that, they wouldn't be here today, for sure. Absolutely. When Agers kicked that goal, if the MCG had a roof on it, it would have been blown off. It would have been the loudest I've ever heard it. And it's just unbelievable, Pato. And we obviously saw each other after the game, which was a very funny moment. I was in a bit of, my head was spinning all over the place. And then I saw Pato, the light shone upon the Pattons, and I was like, oh, it's Pato. It's Pato. And then, we were almost in a tussle for about 3 minutes there outside the G. But yeah, it was it's a good feeling, mate.
Harry Mackay is Harry Mackay. He's a Coleman medalist, mate. And people say he's shit. People say that he's shit. Mate, to the people that say that, Harry Mackay can ask, oh, okay, well, how many comments have you won, you dickhead? You dickhead? So Harry Mackay is going to be the point of difference. Now, winner plus margin. I've gone the Brisbane Lions by 67 points. No, I'm kidding. Blue Baggers by 20 points. 20 points. So instead of 10, I'm doubling it to 20 because, as you mentioned last week with the preview of the Demons, I don't think you can handle another heartache, like a pressure game. Now, this week, I don't think I can handle it. All right, I don't reckon I'll be here for the review. So I reckon
the activated sub gets the possession late. Lions, Hipwood's been good, picked up by Bailey, and it's the Brisbane Lions who'll meet the Magpies in the 2023 AFL Grand Final.
Pretty raw. Of course, we're recording this at 10:45 on the Sunday morning. We'll try and release this either 6 p.m. tonight or even 9 a.m. the next morning. But Daft Boy, we'll get straight into it. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's a bit of a, I'm not necessarily, like, obviously, we're flat currently, or we're flat. I feel a little bit better this morning than I did after the game. I wasn't, I was flat after the game, but I wasn't heartbroken. I wasn't heartbroken like last year's conclusion at last year's season. Much different conclusion, in my opinion. What can you say? We came out of the box and really hard. And how good was that feeling in the first quarter? It was probably one of the best quarters we've had this year, and we've had plenty of good quarters. It was a perfect quarter. That was the perfect quarter. The way we were set up behind the ball and that. But like you say on this first, dot point that we'll touch on, I just think, we were outclassed, and if we're outclassed and lose by 16 points, I think, that can be, that can hold us in good stead.